guys. Okay, so today we are going to talk about one thing that I know holds a lot of people back, not just in magic and in the occult or working with demons, but in life, and that's fear. Fear is a productivity killer. It is one thing that will just take everything that you want to do, everything that you want to achieve, and crush it. I know this from my own personal experience. Um, I used to be a very fearful person. I used to be the type of person who would not stand up in front of an audience. I would not get up and speak. I would not write things. I would keep to myself. And that's because I was afraid of ridicule. I was afraid of being attacked. I was afraid of being criticized. I mean, even now I look at some of the things I do, I look at my videos and I trip over my words. I slur sometimes, and I am I do this, which is basically I lose my train of thought and I forget what I was going to say. At the end of the day, though, Mammon told me that I had to get in front of the camera and do it anyway. And even if I trip over my words and slur everything and, you know, drool my way through the videos, then I had to do them. It was just a part of what I wanted to attain. And it's like that with anything. If you want to attain success in life, if you want to attain success with working with demons and also with casting, you have to not be afraid to get in there and do it. I mean, when you're starting out, you're going to make mistakes. You are going to, screw up spells. Spells aren't going to work. You're not going to connect with the demon. You're not going to, things are going to happen that you don't have full control over. And you need to take every single one of those things as a learning experience. When you first start working with demons, there's going to be a lot of challenges. How do I work with a demon? What demon should I work with? What should I do? How should I approach this demon? What's the best way that I should do these things? We're going to be covering that in a lot of upcoming videos, but at the end of the day, getting in there and experimenting is what's going to yield you the best results. Because at the end of the day, you know yourself best. I don't know you best. I know me best. So I can say, hey, this is what I did and this worked for me. You might try it and it might not fully work for you. So you might tweak it a bit and then that works for you. I can only share with you what I've learned from my journey and my experience. I can share with you the knowledge and the wisdom that I've attained, but at the end of the day, you know you best. This is why I'm a firm believer that everybody has to find the path that is right for them. They can incorporate different elements from different paths, but at the end of the day, the path that speaks to you and that calls to your heart is the path for you. So with that being said, fears. Fears are a funny thing because when we actually look at them, it's our own mind that's holding us back. It's our own perception of events that's holding us back. I know that when I first started getting out there, I honestly thought everybody was going to laugh at me. I still do. I still have days where I post things and I'm like, well, here it is. The thing that killed everything. And that never happens. And why that never happens is because that's an irrational fear in me. That is an irrational fear that I'm going to be criticized or look stupid or, blunder something up. But at the end of the day, that never happens because even if I do trip over my words, even if I do stumble, even if I did blunder something up, most people would look at that and they'd be able to understand. They'd be like, you know what? I've done that too. I've been there. In a way, it makes us human when we can get out there and do things that are kind of silly. It's not something that you should hold yourself back over. I know that there is this perfectionism premise out there where everybody needs to appear perfect. Everybody needs to, act a certain way. There's expectations that are put on us. And one of those expectations is to present ourselves in a perfect way. And I think that that is incredibly damaging for our growth because you cannot be perfect. When you start at the beginning, when you start doing something, I mean, look at those videos of those women who want to take their life back and they start doing yoga. And they're putting themselves out there in the most vulnerable place they can, where they are in their yoga outfits and they're falling over. And they're doing it. They're doing it. You're seeing the growth of them. And people, I'm sure there's people that make fun of them. And those people, what are they doing? They're wasting their energy. Personally, what are they doing? These women are changing their life around and they're making fun of them. Well, in 100 days, there's going to be nothing to laugh at because That woman's gonna have dominated her body and know what she's doing and be able to do flawless yoga poses. We all start somewhere. We all start as students who don't know anything. And there's nothing wrong with that. I really don't think that the fear of criticism, the fear of rejection, and the fear of, you know, anything should hold us back. I have been stepping a lot out of my comfort zone in the last little while, and one thing that I've found from it is that it has actually been liberating. I was not following my left-hand path philosophies by keeping myself in my comfort zone, because my comfort zone is basically just chains. It's mental chains that I've placed on myself that really prevent me from doing what I want to do. It's not really a comfort zone, it's kind of my own personal imprisonment. So I've been working with Mammon and Andres and Lucifer, and they have been forcing me to step out of these zones. When I feel fear, when I feel silly, when I feel like, oh, people might laugh at me, I have to do it anyway, in spite of those fears. And I have found that nothing's happened. Nothing has actually happened. So my brain is now rewriting that and saying, okay, when you do these things, when you step out of your comfort zone, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And you can do this. And I have been. So, I guess at the end, that's the lesson. Don't let your fears stop you. If you feel like you can't do something because of a fear of being silly or rejected, do it anyway. Because what's the worst that could happen? So people laugh at you. You'll know then you don't want those people in your life. So people will, criticize you. Again, you'll know you don't want those people in your life. What you're going to find from these experiences, so what you're going to find from stepping out of that comfort zone is people who align with you, people who resonate with you, and people who have your back and support you. People who have been there too, and they're like, wow, I feel you. I've been that scared too. I've been that person who has just been unable to, to conquer those fears. I've been that person who's been silly and, stumbled and tripped on stage, These experiences, they shouldn't be seen as negative. They're all cumulative towards our growth. They're cumulative towards what is making us masters of our field, is when we're willing to make mistakes. They say that the master has failed more times than the novice has even tried, and that's true. You have to be willing to fail in order to gain success. I know I was having a morning where I was feeling a little insecure with myself, and I ended up seeing a video on Charles Schultz, the creator of Charlie Brown, and how he was basically failed everything in life, was called a loser, was rejected from art school, was rejected from working at Walt Disney, was basically rejected his entire life until he started making his Charlie Brown comics, and then he became an overwhelming, huge success. And that story really stuck with me because it's like, he just kept going. He just kept trying, no matter what failure he was faced, no matter what criticism, no matter what anybody threw at him. He kept going and he kept pushing himself, and he became a success. And that has been a powerful lesson for me, because I held myself back a lot. I let my fears dominate me, and I let the fear of being silly or stupid kind of overtake the actions I should have been taking. And overcoming that, putting myself out there in a very vulnerable way, has been liberating. Because at the end of the day, who cares what people say? Who cares what they do? Who cares what they think of you? All that matters is what you think of you. And you know what? There's no situation where everybody's going to think you're an idiot. There's no situation where everybody's going to think you're stupid. From being yourself and being authentic, you're actually going to find people who resonate with that authenticity and who feel the same way you do. These people are going to surround you, and they're going to support you, and they're going to build you up. Take action on your dreams, and don't let yourself, your mind, block you, because fear on an occult path, on a demonic path, on a left-hand path, and even in life, will shatter and destroy your dreams. You can feel your fear, but take action anyway, in spite of it. And in fact, when you feel fear, that is an opportunity to grow right there. That is an opportunity to push yourself to the next level and to get to the next stage of your growth. Till next time, guys.